Hello, dear listeners. Welcome to the program Kakoli. And today in this program, I am going to introduce a very sweet small girl who is just like you all. And she is Pragjyotika Tanvi Sarmah. And what's the interesting point why she is being invited to our studio? Because of her immense knowledge on the epic Mahabharata, and we will be discussing about Mahabharata and Pragjyotika also. Let's talk with Pragjyotika Tanvi Sarmah. Hi Pragjyotika, how are you?
I'm fine.
How are you feeling being in the studio of Radio Luit?
Good.
It's good, right? Have you ever visited any radio station before?
No.
This is the first time.
Yes.
So must be you were excited a little bit,
Yes.
right? Okay. So introduce yourself, Pragjyotika Tanvi Sarmah. I have come to know that you have studied in Gauhati University Model School from baby KG onwards. Studied in elementary school in United States of America for 1 full year, right?
Yes.
Then again in come back to Gauhati University Model School, and now here you are in class
6.
class 6. Okay. So could you explain your schooling and study experiences and how it was in United States?
In United States, I studied in Ridgetop Elementary School, Austin, Texas for a whole year.
Yeah.
I didn't know how to speak English back then, and
Acha.
that is why I didn't have any friends at first.
Acha.
My mother taught me some simple sentences like let us play. After some months, I could understand English and was fluent in my English accent. When I came back to India in September 2015, I realized that I had forgotten Hindi and Assamese. My parents wanted to shift me to another school, but it was in the middle of the year and there were no seats left. I wanted to come back and study in Gauhati University Model School, and I did so.
So, do you still feel that you are not comfortable with Ohomia and Hindi?
No.
No. Dear listeners, we will continue speaking with Tanvi, Pragjyotika Tanvi Sarmah on Mahabharata, and we will name this program, this segment of Kakoli, as Mahabharata with Pragjyotika. And this is the first episode of Mahabharata with Pragjyotika. So we're going to discuss on the topic, on the epic Mahabharata today. Why do you like the Mahabharata, and why are you interested in it, Tanvi?
Well, the Mahabharata is an ancient epic written by sage Vyas. It mainly is a story of a family of brothers, the Kauravas and the Pandavas. The Pandavas face danger which the Kauravas have planned, and it leads to the Kurukshetra war. I like the Mahabharata because it has so many characters which are unique and have their own personality. There are stories within the story which keeps the reader engaged.
Okay, so Mahabharata actually is a very, very big story, a huge story. The whole Mahabharata Gita lies in it. Could you explain how does the story of the Mahabharata start for our small listeners, little listeners?
The story of the Mahabharata starts with Ganga and King Shantanu.
Okay.
After Ganga and King Shantanu get married, they have their first baby. Before marriage, King Shantanu had given his word to Ganga that he will not ask any questions in any of her acts. Ganga drowns the first baby in her own waters without any hesitance. King Shantanu was speechless in Ganga's act. After that, one by one, all of their kids were drowned till the 7th. King Shantanu couldn't control himself and finally told Ganga to stop drowning her kids. Ganga said that now she will go and take the 8th baby with her and return it to him after
And how did it?
restrained.
Okay. So who was the baby? That is the son of Ganga. How did he meet his father?
Well, one day, Ganga came back with a full-grown boy. Ganga said that he had named their child Devavrat, later known as Bhishma. King Shantanu felt really happy and took Devavrat with him into the castle and named him as the Yuvraj of Hastinapur.
Okay, so Bhishma's origin name is Devabrata,
Yes.
and he was son of Shantanu,
Yes.
and son of Shantanu and Ganga.
Yes.
Okay, that is why often Bhishma is identified as the Ganga Putra,
Yes.
right? Oh, yes. Okay, Pragjyotika, now can you tell us about Bhishma and his vow, as Pitamaha Bhishma is one of the significant characters of Mahabharata. Why not we start from Pitamaha?
Yes, it is a very interesting turn in the story. Once King Shantanu wanted to marry the fisherman's daughter Satyavati, but when King Shantanu went to Satyavati's father, then he said that he will let his daughter marry him only in one condition. The condition was that only Satyavati's son will inherit the throne of Hastinapur. King Shantanu did not accept the condition and went back. Seeing the depressed face of his father, Devavrat went to the fisherman's house and asked him that why his father was so unhappy. The fisherman narrated the whole story as Devavrat listened. Then Devavrat took a vow that he will never take over the throne of Hastinapur and never marry. From that day, Devavrat is known as Bhishma. Bhishma kept his vow throughout his life, and in return he got a boon from his beloved father, King Shantanu. It was a Ichha boon, meaning death in his own wish.
Okay, so Ichha Mrityu is what is Ichha Mrityu actually?
It is a boon that Bhishma's father, King Shantanu, gave him, that he will die in his wish.
When he wishes to die, only then he will die.
Yes.
Okay, then no one can kill or murder him.
Yes.
Okay, quite interesting.
Yes.
Okay, Pandavas are the main heroes of Mahabharata, as we see. How Pandavas enter into the scene? Can you explain it step by step, referring the marriage of King Shantanu and Satyavati? How all it started to happen?
Satyavati had two children, Chitrangad and Vichitravirya.
Okay.
First, Chitrangad was crowned king of Hastinapur after his father died.
Achha.
After that, Chitrangad died in some short age, and then Vichitravirya was crowned king of Hastinapur.
There is no any other left after Chitrangad.
No.
Okay.
And then Vichitravirya married Ambika and Ambalika, the princesses, and then Vichitravirya died also after that.
Achha.
The throne of Hastinapur was empty, and Bhishma couldn't go and take over the throne because he had vowed,
Achha.
and Satyavati wanted him to, but he did not agree in it. After that, Satyavati requested Vyas, the author of Mahabharata, that he help the two princesses to born a child, so that the throne of Hastinapur won't remain empty.
Okay.
And then Vyas came and he had some special powers and boons. He had requested Satyavati that it will take him almost a year to recover, because he had to process with the boon. He had to see the princesses, and it will be a bit tougher for him. After that, Satyavati did not agree in it fully and said that 1 year was a lot of time. So she told Vyas to do it right now, instantly. And then Vyas agreed and told Satyavati to call the princesses one by one, Ambika and Ambalika. Then when first Ambika came, those were sisters.
Okay.
First Ambika when came, she was terrified and closed her eyes.
Achha.
That is why her son Dhritarashtra was born blind.
Okay, because she closed her eyes.
Yes.
Achha.
And after that, Ambalika was called, and she was terrified, but they didn't close her eyes. So her son Pandu was born a bit pale and weak.
Oh, because she got terrified.
Yes.
Okay.
And then Satyavati was very sad to hear that those two sons will come out badly. Then she requested Vyas to do it again, but Ambika and Ambalika were scared to again come in front of Vyas. So they sent Dasi, which is the servant, their servant, to go in front of Vyas. The servant wasn't scared, and then Vyas announced that her son, which is known as Vidur, will be intelligent and strong.
Acha. There is another character in Mahabharata we heard that was
Yes.
Vidur.
Yes.
Okay, today only I have come to know that he was son of Vyas.
Yes.
And what about Bhishma? He didn't come.
No.
So, dear listeners, we will continue our discussion, our Mahabharata with Pragjyotika. This was only the first episode. In our next episode, we will continue our discussion, and we will see how Pragjyotika has acquired her knowledge on the epic Mahabharata. And Pragjyotika, please tell me, what are the sources you have studied Mahabharata?
I have studied Mahabharata in YouTube VR Chopra channel. Also watched that.
Acha.
And I have also studied some books, R.K. Narayan Mahabharata, and also searched some important facts and questions which has arisen in my mind in the internet.
And can you tell me why everyone should study Mahabharata, especially in childhood?
Mahabharata teaches some facts which we should know, and is also very interesting and fun. It has many characters which we can express, and it sets much examples when we talk, like,
For our lifetime.
yes.
Okay. So, dear listeners, we have lack of time actually, and we have to finish today's episode, which is Mahabharata with Pragjyotika, episode number 1. And I hope the listeners, the small listeners, children, they will also try to study in many ways the Mahabharata epic, and it will give you some teachings for your lifetime. And with this, we end this program Mahabharata with Pragjyotika, giving a very goodbye to Pragjyotika Tanvi Sarmah. Will you speak something at the end?
See you all next time. I, Pragjyotika Tanvi Sarmah, will come in the next episode, and we'll talk more about the epic Mahabharata.
Thank you.
Thank you.